Hi everyone, Dreena here to share some tips and ideas for traveling and packing meals during summer for when you're going on vacation. So I'm recording this before we go on vacation, but I will post it when we return because I never let people know when we're away. So I'm going to show you how I kind of, in my mind, sketch out our meals and plan that when we're away. And so we're going to this place called Osoyoos. It's interior BC. It's kind of like the desert of Canada. I love it. It's hot in there. It's peach and cherry land, wine vineyards everywhere. It's just beautiful. And there's not a lot, though, in terms of being able to go out to eat when eating plant-based vegan. Even the grocery stores, they're not like just a hop, skip, and a jump away for us where we're staying, right? It's probably like a 20-minute drive to go. So we're staying for a few nights. So I need to have 4 dinners planned and then some, enough food for snacks. We'll probably hit some roadside stands, maybe the grocery store, but mostly packing what we need for this short trip. So again, we're going for 4 nights. Yeah, 4 nights and 4 dinner meals for the 5 of us. So this is what it looks like. And I have this huge cooler bag here that I've already pretty much packed and it's in the freezer so that the morning of our trip, I'm just going to take it out, load it into the cooler along with some other things, and then we'll get going. So here we go. And there are some convenience items here because it's vacation, right? We're allowed to have some convenience foods, people. Even if they have a little bit of oil, it's okay. It's not going to destroy your life or your healthy eating, okay? And so here's what I have planned out. The first night that we get there, so the drive is pretty long. It's about a 5-hour drive. And we're not able to get into our unit until about 4 p.m. So there's not a lot of time to get ready for dinner. I need to make something quick. Everyone's going to be hungry. So what I am doing the first night is some ravioli that I picked up from Trader Joe's. And it's really good ravioli. It's vegan ravioli. And I think I have 3 of them packed. Yes, I have 3. So here it is here. It's vegan spinach and cashew ravioli. It's really good. And it cooks up super fast, like maybe 5 minutes to boil it. And then you toss it with a marinara sauce, done. And so we'll pair that with salad, maybe some breads, we'll see, maybe some other veg, but definitely a salad. And that will be our first meal. So I have 3 of those. Now I will say 3 of these, I should have 4. For our family, it's a little scant, but my cat's very upset with me. He's crying in the background again. What I have is last night I made some pasta and I have leftover cooked pasta. It's in the fridge. It's just like a penne noodle. Hang on. I know your life is really hard. So it's a penne noodle, just like a whole wheat penne. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook the ravioli, and once it's ready to drain, I'm just going to toss in the cooked leftover pasta to just heat it up and then serve all that together with the marinara sauce. And that will just kind of spread out the ravioli. Always encourage you to do that. You can mix and match, right? Add some plain pasta to the ravioli. It's not a big deal. Go for it. So that's the first night. I have a marinara sauce as well that I've bought to take with us. And then the next night, I will probably do, yes, I have chickpeas, but they're right at the bottom of this bag. So I have to dig them out. So I made this dish maybe a few weeks ago, and I froze it. It is my stewed chickpeas in the Instant Pot. And it's basically chickpeas in a tomato-based sauce with lots of onions and dates to sweeten. It's delicious. It's really filling. So this will be our next meal, and I can serve that with, again, we can have veg on the side, some salad, probably some nice crusty breads, or some quinoa, because I did cook up a full pot of quinoa today, which I will put in containers and take that with us as well and just have it refrigerated. I also love quinoa in lunch bowls, so that will be easy for us. So that's meal number 2. And then the third meal, I'm going to do some veggie burgers. Really easy. Again, I made some burgers like maybe a month ago. I don't even remember what these were. I think, which ones are these? Let's look. I think it was one of those nights that I just did I'm going to wing a night, but they are a bit like the bistro burgers in Dreena's Kind Kitchen. Okay. I'm smelling them and that's what I'm remembering. So I'm going to do veggie burgers. I also picked up extra California burgers because, this is probably not going to feed everybody. Again, they're savages here, savages. So this is California burgers by Amy's. And honestly, guys, these are one of the very first vegan burgers that were on the market. And I still think they're one of the best because they're not filled with a lot of processed elements, and they're not trying to make them meaty. They're just a veggie burger. And so they're made with mushrooms, bulgur, onions, celery, carrots, oats. This is the ingredients. I'm reading from the top. Walnuts, wheat gluten, so you can't have them obviously with bulgur and wheat if you're gluten-free. Potatoes, sea salt, and then some oil and garlic. And they're the last two ingredients. So that's a pretty good vegan burger. If you look at a lot of vegan burgers now, most of them have a lot of processed ingredients right up top and a lot of oil. Really recommend these. Again, these have been out since I think I've been vegan. So 25 years, right? So that will be our second meal. And oh yes, I found some, I got lucky. I went to the store today, got some whole wheat hamburger buns for $1 off. Got those. And I also have some rounds. These are apple cinnamon, but I do have some plain ones as well. These Osoyoos rounds. And so they're nice for burger buns too, with the plain ones. And then I have some apple cinnamon for breakfast for the kids. And then I also picked up a couple of veggie meatloaf because Hope, loves these. She loves these. So for me, I don't have, if I want to make her a quick lunch, I can pop that in the toaster oven or oven and have that ready for her really easy. I might have one myself. We'll see, but can't hurt to have them, right? And then for the next meal, it will be these vegan enchilada casseroles from Trader Joe's. So these are a little bit more junk foody, right? Because they have some vegan cheese in them, but they're easy, right? You take the cellophane off, bake it up, and you've got a meal for the family. But I always pair it with some other things, like definitely a big salad, some veggies. I won't be eating this because it has corn in it and I'm off of corn. So what I will probably do is just have some leftovers of something else, right? I might have some leftover pasta. I might have some quinoa and potatoes. I'm easy to please. So I might have one of these and just not eat the peas and corn, whatever, right? I'm okay. But it's enough to feed everybody else. And if I have some other stuff on the side, then I can fill up on that, like potatoes. I'm going to bake potatoes. I'm happy with potatoes most of the time. And then I have some, what else do I have in here? Oh, I picked up some Just Eggs. The kids love these Just Egg products. They are not Whole Foods, but again, for quick breakfasts, if they want to toast one themselves, they're so easy and really convenient. It's nice to take a break and let them do that. Some nut cheese. So I don't have any made. So I bought some plant-based nut cheese, which is one of my favorites. It has a really good flavor, really nice umami. But I also have the one that I showed you on the video the other day. What was the name on that one? I don't have it here. Spread 'em nut cheese. Tonight I'm making that potato dish again with the broccoli. I bought some broccoli today, so I've got that potato. I'm going to bake the potatoes. Actually, I'm going to do them in the Instant Pot because it's warm. So I'm going to do the potatoes and then mix them with the spread 'em nut cheese and broccoli. And then I'm going to cook extra potatoes to take on the trip so that I have that to eat for sides, for lunches, to mix in a lunch bowl, that kind of thing. I have also made hummus. I made a big batch of hummus yesterday. So I've got some refrigerated, some frozen. This will be used first. This will thaw out those first couple of days. So we've got this for lunches, right? So this can be used on sandwiches. I've got some whole wheat tortillas. They can make wraps with the hummus. That way, again, the kids can kind of serve themselves when they're hungry. They can get a wrap, put some tortilla, get a tortilla, put some hummus in it, some veg, roll it up. They've got lunch, right? Just making those things come together. I made some banana bread and I've got that frozen and that's in a container to take. And then here's what gets tricky when you stay like in a VRBO or like a rental home is condiments, right? So you bring all these things and then you say maybe you want soy sauce, and they don't always have condiments at these places. So it's really handy to bring a few special things that you like. I'm going to be bringing this flavored coconut aminos from Trader Joe's. It's really nice because it's like tamari with a bit of sweetness and a tiny bit of smokiness, not a lot. So it's really nice. It kind of gives a bit of both. I'm going to bring some date syrup. And if you wanted to bring maple syrup, you could also bring maple syrup. And again, this is to like sweeten oatmeal. I've got some instant oatmeal packets. I'm not going to cook oatmeal on stovetop. I've just got some like instant oatmeal packets. Do those real quick. And I also have some oat milk, taking some oat milk, and ketchup for the burgers because, again, you want to have those condiments with you. And then I have a few other things just for handy quick meals. Some olive tapenade so that we can use that on sandwiches or to have like a side bread with the beans, that kind of thing. If you don't use it, no big. It comes home, right? It's not that big a jar. It's not a big deal. Easy peasy. And I picked up a few noodle cups. So these are by Naked Noodle. Well, I thought this was Wicked Kitchen because this, I'll just tell you guys, and I'm not affiliated with these brands, but this company, Wicked Kitchen, they do everything is plant-based that you find in the store that has this Wicked Kitchen label. And they have some really cool, like flavorful sauces and spreads and pestos and that kind of thing. Not oil-free, just letting you know. But you might find something there that's oil-free, like a sauce, a marinade, because they have some spicy marinades. And really a tapenade like this made from olives is pretty oily, but use just like a little bit as a spread for sandwich. And then these are just like instant noodle cups. And so again, kids can make a noodle cup for lunch, have it with a wrap or something like that. So just some easy things. And then the other thing I'm bringing is some nut butter for sandwiches, for oatmeal, some breads, a couple of things of bread. And that's about it. That will have us mostly covered, right? Oh, and I did make some cookies. Where did they go? I made some cookies last week, and they're like wholesome cookies. So I'll be taking those and some midday squares. And that's about it. But the other thing I do take is parchment paper. I always take parchment paper because I like to use it for reheating things. And a lot of times they don't have that in a rental house and you don't want to make a trip for it. So I always take extra paper towels, parchment, and we usually take some extra toilet paper as well. And then I also bring my own cutting board if I can, only because I don't like to use cutting boards that have been used to cut meat, right? And this is a very lightweight cutting board. It's just similar to the Eli Home brand that I showed you. This one's a little more beat up, so that's the one I'm going to take with us just because it's, had a bit of wear and tear. But this is the Eli Home one. I'll add the link below. And that way I feel comfortable using it to cut. I mean, I'm not taking my own cutting knives, maybe a chef knife or anything like that, because that I can use there, wash it. It's just like the surface area of cutting boards kind of creeps me out. So I'll bring that. And then the other tip I have is bring your own salad spinner. Again, sometimes they don't have them, and you can pack it with some things. So I'll take my salad spinner. And then what I'll probably do is put some avocados in it so that we can take those on the road. Right? Fill it up with some avocados, any other fruit or veg that you really want to take. Maybe you don't want to leave home because it will spoil. And then you've got that in your salad spinner. I'm also taking a big container of spring mix just to have it as soon as we get there to make that salad to go with the ravioli, right? So that's kind of how I like mentally plan it out. Get yourself, like if you're planning a trip like this and you know you're staying somewhere and there's not a lot of options for ordering out for plant-based, but you don't want to fuss cooking, then this is what I offer up. Make a couple of things in advance and freeze them, like a soup, a chickpea or a bean casserole dish that reheats nicely. Make some hummus, maybe nut cheese, freeze some muffins, that kind of thing. That way you're not in the kitchen too much, just reheating things. And then get a few convenience items, right? Like the ravioli, also just like a whole wheat spaghetti and pasta sauce. Maybe you pick up some vegan meatballs, and then it's easy peasy. It's just combining things, right? And we'll pick up some fruits, of course, when we get there, because it is the land of peaches and cherries. Oh, I love it there. So I'll be airing this when we get back, and maybe I'll have some glorious peaches to show you. And I hope these tips give you some ideas. Oh, I'm also taking some carrot juice because we have that from Trader Joe's. So this is all going to go into the cooler. We're going to have the car fully packed, people. It's going to be to the brim. But on the way back, it'll be nice and easy to pack. So hopefully these tips helped you. And if you have some tips for travel, what you like to do, share in the comments and give those suggestions to others so we can learn from one another and make our lives a little bit easier. And if you comment below, it will enter you into a draw for Dreena's Kind Kitchen. Where's my book? Dreena's Kind Kitchen. And what was the recipe I mentioned from there? I don't remember. Oh, the bistro burgers, right. And I mentioned the potato dish. I'll link to the potato dish below. I'll link to the cutting board, to midday squares. And I think that's about it. Yeah. So enjoy the tips, enjoy your travel plans, and I'll be back soon. See you.